I mean, I might as well bring it up now. DK Metcalf did say the season is not a success, okay, without making the playoffs. And I think his quote was that I think it was that this season is a six. We've already proved ourselves this season for the doubters who thought we were not going to be good. But he said it doesn't really mean anything if we don't make the playoffs. And I want to say one thing. I'm going to hand this off to you. I know that you should not be striving to make playoffs, right? You should be striving to win Super Bowls. But this is the type of year where, to me, making the playoffs is like, obviously it's a big success because you have a really young team, a first-year quarterback with you, like first year on your system.
Starting, yeah.
And you were expected to be. Vegas had us as the third worst team in football, like 5 wins over under.
Right. I mean, geez, you going into the season. I mean, I was very optimistic going into the season. For some reason, I said we're going to win 8 or 9 games.
It's because you hate Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he's very hateable person. Like, God, I'm so glad he's not on our team. Second of all, I actually believed in Pete Carroll a lot, and he's done. This is like one of the more impressive coaching jobs. I know if we miss the playoffs, it's going to feel like almost forgotten in old Seahawks history about this season.
Yeah,
unfortunately, but man, I love this team. I love the overachieving, and yes, the only way you consider this season as a success is if they make the playoffs. I mean, that's the only way you can really, because look, because they blew their chance if they didn't get there by losing or going 0-4 to the NFC South. That's really like that's a killer.
Yeah, and that's where you're right. That's where we'd be at that point where you say, okay, we are, what's the right way to put it? Like, cool, we did prove some people wrong, like what's his name said, like DK said, but it's so hard to call it a true success, right? When you're at a like it's just impossible to call it a success when you're at the point of, wow, we're right there next to the playoffs and we blew it because we went 0-4 against NFC South.
Yeah,
so it's hard to call it a success, even if you prove some people wrong.
What were we, 7-3 at one point?
Yeah, 6-3 for sure.
Yeah, once we were at that point, I kind of looking at that as the 0.9 games into the season, which is like basically just over halfway. Like if you told me we missed the playoffs at that point, I'd be super duper disappointed in the season. So you can only look at the second half of the season and say, hey, am I disappointed or not disappointed? So yeah, I have to say I would not find the season a success if we miss the playoffs, especially by the NFL freaking screwing us by putting the Packers and Lions at the same time after us, you know?
Yeah. That's how I feel, George. Can I tell you how I feel? I feel like this. Like the fact that, first of all, shit, like it's not in our control. That sucks.
Totally.
Second is like the NFL fucking screwed us with the scheduling.
So fucking bad too. That's the problem. It's just like it was so blatant. That's the problem with the screw over. It's blatant. Like where the NFL's sitting there in the office, like, well, let's make sure everyone knows we want the Packers in the playoffs. How can we do that? Yes. Put them last Sunday Night Football. Like, it's bullshit.
Like they're literally sitting there being like, let's hope the Seahawks lose and Packers beat the Lions on both of them are a win or go home situation. That's pretty much exactly what they want. Because obviously when they put that on Sunday night, they're saying they want the Seahawks to lose. There's no way they're saying they want the Seahawks to win and then have it be a meaningless game for the Lions.
No way. The NFL, like, they get a lot of things right scheduling-wise. They know how to provide drama, and they also know what they're doing at all times. This one is just, I'm surprised by the blatant assholeness of Roger Goodell and the scheduling geniuses or whatever they are.
Is it in Green Bay?
It's in Green Bay, yes.
I like that. You know why? There's some weather elements. It's cold. Like Detroit in the stadium, I feel like Aaron Rodgers would just like throw for 7 touchdowns. Just have that vision. Remember the last time we watched him in a win or go home game in Green Bay late in the season last year, 49ers, laid an egg. So guess what? Let's just hope he lays another egg.